Hey, this is Natalie Kolvack, and I'm super excited to have back my dear friend Mary Beth Shaw. Hi, Mary Beth.
Hi, Natalie. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
I love your artwork in the background, and then you have this really cool shirt on, and it's almost like your art and the what you're wearing and your glasses. This is all like you did that on purpose, didn't you?
You know what? I didn't, but that always happens. It's so crazy. When I used to do outdoor art fairs, I would almost always be wearing stuff that like blended in with my art. And I think I just like what I like, with what I make and what I wear and how if I'm in my studio now, but if we were at my house, you would see it around my house too.
That's funny. This reminds me that I used to do in classes things where it's like, okay, let's first pick your favorite colors. And oftentimes the favorite colors were, of course, reflected in what that person, the student, was wearing that day. And it was hilarious because they didn't realize that. But I mean, it makes sense, right? You're picking your clothes depending on what your favorite colors are. So it was
Yeah,
hilarious.
exactly. And sometimes I have students that say, "Well, I don't have my own, voice or my sense of style or whatever." And I'm saying, "You do too. You walk into the closet every day and you pick clothing to wear. You decorated your house. I mean, everybody does. We just
Exactly.
think about it.
That's so true. So, Mary Beth, it was so much fun to have you again. Like every time I talk to you, I'm like stumped. But I know you have been almost from the very beginning on Creative Jumpstart,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy you were back this year again. Can you tell it ran in January, but you can still sign up, and we're having this big sale right now. Can you tell us a little bit what you did in your video?
Yes, the theme was it was fun. It was superpower, and I think everybody assumed I would do stencils because hello. But I was like, oh, that's too easy. I got to do something else. And so my idea this year was to make something basically out of nothing, and because I've done that before, and it was so fun that I wanted to share. I've never done it actually for a class before. So what I did was I dumped my studio garbage can on my table and I picked contents out of it to collage with, and I made something out of nothing. And this is what we made. I don't even know which way it goes. I think it goes a lot of ways, but
Very cool.
anyway, it was fun. It was so fun to do and to share with the students.
Yeah, and it's a very informative video too, not only on how to use just the things that you had in your garbage can, but you were also talking about composition and how you were talking about how to turn it. So I really love it because you're doing a lot of abstract work, and it was really great to see and hear your thinking process, which you took us through in this short video. That was super fun. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I like to kind of share a little bit of what's inside my head, and sometimes you know, I don't know. Sometimes I guess it could be a little wild and woolly, but I think that that's good, and so that people can get the idea of what is going through an artist's head and how we might add and then remove or change and turn the frame and all of
Hmm.
the different options with the work. So I like to share that so the students can get a little insight.
Yeah, that was awesome. Did you have time to look at some of the work that students did, depending on what they
I
learned from your
did.
class?
Yes, it was great. There was there was a lot of great participation in mine and also in a lot of the other classes too. And I love seeing what the students do and how they interpret it. It's always so fun to observe that.
I love to see when you go through the show and tell page, which is in the classroom, and there are these like little tiny thumbnails of their work.
Hmm.
And when you saw the videos, then you can instantly, in some cases, you can instantly say, that was inspired by. It doesn't look exactly, but you're like, oh, this was inspired by Mary Beth Shaw. This was inspired by Ray Missigman. So that's like my favorite thing, that you have this like Oh, I get it. But then it's still so individually made. Like it's not like, so that's so cool. And then how they took and spin what they saw into their own work. It's so much fun.
Yes, it is really cool to just glance at the thumbnails because you can tell. You're like, oh yeah, I know where that came from. And there were a lot of good classes. I think, I mean, every year I've been involved, I've done, I would say maybe not all of them, but I've done a lot of them each year. And I've downloaded and saved some that really were impactful to me
Hmm.
to watch again. I love the kind of the short duration of it. You ask us to keep it short because that's the whole theory is
Hmm.
it's a jump start. And for me, that is just exactly what I need sometimes is a jump start. Somebody shows me enough and they talk about it and walk you through and then boom, I want to go off and run on my own.
Exactly. You don't want to waste, not, well, not that there's anything wrong with longer videos, but for that concept, what we want to do is we don't want to keep you too long. We want to give you that jump start, and then we want you to go in your studio and take the maybe short amount of time that you have daily to create and just do your thing. So that's why it's become really hard for me to do longer videos. So I was just doing one for a different format, and they asked for longer videos, and I really have a hard time to not, because I'm so used to really cut down my videos to, because of Creative Jumpstart, to the essential, right?
Mhm.
So that and I speed thing. I'm like, who needs to see me stamping out or stenciling out the whole page? You get the picture,
Right,
right?
right.
So it's really becoming hard for me to do even longer videos.
I'm the same way, Natalie. I feel like, and then it's actually it was probably part of who I am naturally when you first asked me to do that, but then it continues to be who I am. I mean, even when I teach other classes, I like to just give people the essence of it, and then for them to go off and to apply their own interpretation and everything. I feel like if I um, super instruct like every little minutia item that one, I'm afraid it's going to be boring,
Yeah.
and two, I feel that I'm limiting people. I don't
Yes.
ever want to limit people. I want them to see it, but then to think more about it. And
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel the same way. Well, we have our 10-year anniversary coming up for next year,
Oh,
so
I didn't realize.
I
How cool.
I hope you
Nice.
will be back for the 10th anniversary.
Well, okay. Wink, wink. Of course, I would be honored.
So we're both in this weird stage right now. I like to say the date when I can remember. I think it's April 6th or 7th. I don't know. Something
I
along.
know. Look at my watch. April 6th. Okay, so tomorrow online, I'm starting this thing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, these live streams. What day is it? Because I never have any idea. Like, I don't know what day it is.
That's so cool. Tell us a little. I wanted to ask you about what you're doing, but tell us a little bit about that. You're starting tomorrow on your
Yeah,
Facebook.
tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central Time on the StencilGirl Products Facebook page. It's going to be a little quick take thing, and there'll be a quick stencil, technique, but mainly it's just going to be, hey, what day is it? We're still here. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. I thought it might be fun to do something quick.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Go check it out on the StencilGirl Products Facebook page, and join Mary Beth on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think you said, 1
Tuesday and
p.m.
Thursday at 1 o'clock Central Time. Yeah.
Central Time. Yeah, don't forget
Yeah.
that.
I know. You might not know what day it is, but it'll be there anyway. You could watch it later if you want.
Right. So that's cool. So what else are you doing in this like weird situation? I know that we both actually are working from home, so probably some things haven't changed, but is there something that you, besides art or, more art, what are you working on right now? What does give you a little bit of, take your mind off of things?
Yeah. Well, I feel like I am trying to be a bit more gentle with myself
Mm-hmm.
and maybe not demand as much from myself as I might normally. I feel right now like I need a little bit more self-care than I normally do. And by that, I mean, I know me. And for me to run my company and do my art and be there for my parents and all of the other people that need me, I have to be really strong in who I am. And for me to be really strong, I have to take care of myself. And I spent many years questioning the merits of this. And then one day it finally hit me that I'm not any good for anybody else unless I take care of myself. So I have been meditating and I've been staying true to my exercise program. And I usually do a class with some other ladies, and obviously I can't, but our trainer is giving us online things to do. And I've been doing, there's this guy actually there's more than one of them on Instagram where they're doing these live dance parties.
No way.
Are so fun. I've done those a couple days as cardio. And I mean, yesterday I did one with this guy, Ryan Heffington or something like that. Anyway, there were 5,000 people watching this live dance party. And we're like, what? You know, it's just all getting crazy. And he just says, and you're here with 5,000 of your friends. And it just was like, I don't know, it was oddly heartwarming, you know?
That is pretty cool. I like that.
I know. I just had way more fun than, you would expect from that. In the privacy of my house, of course, because I'd probably be way too shy to do that in real life. But
yeah, maybe that's a good way, right? If you're like, I don't go dancing anymore, but that is a good
I know. It was so funny, and I did it in the bedroom. I had my iPad set up, and two of our cats were in there asleep, and they just like raised their heads and like looked at me like,
"What
is Mom doing?"
I think that is so fun. That is something that I enjoy more too. Using the technology that we have actually to socialize. Which I think before it was, you chat with people and stuff, but it's like, you don't spend that. But I think we both said earlier that we have like happy hours with friends.
We do. We've been doing virtual happy hours with friends. We've had at least one a week with some friends. That maybe says more than you all need to know about me. But then this past weekend, one of my high school girlfriends there's a few girls, maybe just a handful that I keep in touch with, and we are all turning 60 this year.
Oh, wow.
60. And so we've rented this beach house in October, and so we're taking a trip together. I hope if everything's all safe by then. But anyway, we had a little Zoom meeting with them, and that was really fun.
That is fun.
Yeah, it's been, I don't know. I have this love-hate relationship with technology, and I have to say right now it's more on the love side.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad that we have these possibilities. Just like connecting. I don't think our neighbors, for example, that we have ever been so connected. We have our WhatsApp group, and we talk almost every day. And it's like this morning we went out and we swept the street, social distancing with masks and gloved up because people are throwing stuff on the streets like rubber gloves and stuff. And so we were just it was fun to kind of like wave to your neighbors and shout out hey, how's it going? And it was. I don't think we would have done that. And we're talking about other things we want to do And I think that's so amazing that there are all of a sudden these like connections.
I know.
Especially,
do you have that teddy bear thing going on in your neighborhood for children?
It's a city, so I guess like we have like not that many children right here.
Okay.
I guess.
So we live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of children, and we're like on the older side of the neighbors there. And anyway, so you put a teddy bear in your window, and then when the children walk around, take walks with their parents, they count the teddy bears.
Aww.
And so I naturally had a teddy bear of my own. So I got him and I was like, where am I going to put him? And I was like walking around the house trying to find the right window so that he could be seen from the street. And so I found a window and I sat him on top of this little basket. And then my husband comes in and he's like, why is this teddy bear sitting in the kitchen window?
She was like, what is this?
I know. And I'm like, that's for the children. So then when we were taking our walk, we went one way in the neighborhood and I counted 5 that way. And he's like, these are for the children. And I'm like, I know, but I like counting them. And then there's some families that they like keep moving them around in their house.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then there's one where their teddy bear was on the porch, and then he moved to another room, and then they put sunglasses on him. And I mean, it's really cute.
That's super cute. I've thought about maybe I should do. Maybe there are kids like that walk by here. You know, you don't really look, but it's a great idea. I love it. We have like little, like someone with chalk and like colored chalk puts like little messages around, which is really cute. And you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great idea too. And I think, yeah, the teddy bear is a great idea. And I was thinking for people that celebrate Easter, it might be fun to like hide Easter, like you'd spot them, but they're like hidden in the flower bed or something, not to pick up, of course, but so would be fun to have something like that too.
Right.
That is so much fun.
I know. I was talking to my mom and she said that their church was going to do a thing where you could drive your car to the church parking lot and park and then turn your car radio to a radio station and the church service was going to be on there. I had not heard of that. We're a little bit more casual with
it's
ours.
Like a drive-in, like a what's the cinema, the drive-in cinema, whatever.
I was like, oh wow, how interesting. So
we had on Friday. I of course missed it because I guess people would not expect that from me, but I always fall asleep very early. I'm not a night owl, which is also because the cats are getting me up very, very early, demanding something to eat.
Ours do too, yeah.
Right, mm-hmm. So naturally I fall asleep very late. But we actually had an invitation and we missed it because I fell asleep very late because some of our friends have kids, so they have to be in bed. For a Zoom game night, and it was something, I think it was Cards Against Humanity, or I forgot, something online, a game that we would play together, and I missed it. I'm so bummed, but I hope we're going to do it again because I was like, I don't know how that works.
I'm trying some sort of a game night too. Actually, I was just thinking about that today, trying to get together game night with our grandsons and with my stepdaughter and her husband, because we normally do family game nights, and obviously we haven't been able to do one. So
yeah, if I figured out what they did, then I let you know.
Yeah, I know. It's like we have to be resourceful for sure. It's kind of interesting. I will just say that I feel incredibly lucky that I have what I need in my home, and we're being super, super safe. We don't go anywhere.
Right? So. Yeah. I mean, that's as you said, that's like part of it that makes it really makes you feel how privileged and blessed we are that we can do that, and that I saw some very fun, but of course they're serious, like memes where it's like I can just like keep on the couch as a couch potato and keep the world safe, which is kind of true, like stay home and do your thing,
Right. And then as artists, I mean, we always have ideas and have a million projects going anyway, so we're so lucky. I see like people talking about being bored, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm never bored. Never.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because, of course, because we do so much creative stuff, and people that our students too, and people that are connected with us who are creative, they don't get bored because that's what they do. But then I guess like a lot of people don't have these outlets, and work is such a big part, and commuting that it's really hard for them to, what can I do other than watching TV? And you're like, make some art.
That's right. Make art.
Although I do have to say that I crave a little bit more other things too. Like I have this like really big urge of gardening and more cooking, because I guess like there's this memory too of how do you cook in a way that's also very, I mean, it's not that we are not resourceful, but you're like,
Mhm.
okay, if I, how about like a stew and, all kinds of stuff that can be kept in the freezer too, and all kinds of things. Although we have such a small freezer, there's just no I'm like, oh man, I'm kind of craving my, when I grew up, my mother had like an extra freezer and she
I
would do like
love it too.
gardening, right? And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
preserve like fruits and veggies and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, these were the times,
You could just eat out of that freezer probably for a year.
forever, right? Like, and all the canned stuff that she did, and you're like, oh my god, it's like crazy. I mean, I wouldn't even know. I have to be honest, like I did eat some of it, of course, and I enjoyed that. But I anything with gardening, when I had to help in the garden, I really didn't like it. I was like, why? This is, I don't get it. And now I'm like, oh, I can't wait to garden.
I do not have a green thumb. Boy, I'm awful with that. Yeah, I do. I like the idea of it.
Exactly. That's the same for me. Like I have all these like amazing plans of, how this should look like once it's done.
Right.
But
I ordered a tree online.
oh wow.
One of our trees died during the winter, and I wanted another one so badly. And so I called around several local places to see, because some of them had like drive-by. It would be the time to plant it. And they had drive-by services, but they don't have the same kind of tree. So I found one online. I'm like waiting for my tree.
That's super fun. What you doing with the old tree? Are you using some branches for your art?
No, he just totally died. That old tree did. It's so sad. We had a problem with one of our gutters or something. I don't know what happened, but it got like root rot from the underneath. And so the guy that mows our yard dug it up for us a couple weeks ago. So I want to put this other one in the same spot. It's called a bottle brush kind of bush tree, and it's really cool looking. It makes these cool little sections. I should have that do look like a bottle brush.
That's so fun. Are they red?
Yeah, they're red.
Yeah, I think I know. Wow, I'm so impressed with myself.
Yeah. I know. And so it's going to go right by the hummingbird feeder. So.
You guys have hummingbirds? That's so cool.
Gosh, we do. In fact, let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah, we already said it's April 6th. So they should be here in a week, according to the hummingbird map. So
there's a hummingbird map?
Food ready for them. So
I just learned that there is a hummingbird map. I'm going to look this up right now.
Yeah. Oh, we love the hummingbirds. They're so cool. When we lived in California, they were there all year round, but now it's just part of the year. So
I don't even think I should research that. I don't think we have those here, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just the city. So, but I will say it's weird. I went to bed and it's not that warm yet, I feel, but it's still cold here on the East Coast. But 2 nights ago, it was a little bit warmer, and I heard crickets at night in our garden, and I was like, "That's insane!" Like,
wow.
But I don't know if it's just because the city is so much quieter, and you don't hear, that much traffic at night, and So, but I was like, "Am I dreaming?"
That's funny. Oh wow!
So you hear a lot of birds and stuff. And you do usually hear that when the sun goes up, but it feels like because there's so much less traffic that you hear it also just randomly at daytime. And I'm like, oh, that's actually a nice thing. Like I take it. want to join Creative Jumpstart and you haven't yet, please sign up using Mary Beth Shaw's link. She will appreciate that. And
Yes.
if you have joined us already, but you maybe have not watched all of the videos, or you haven't done all the projects, or you have put some aside, maybe now it's the time to come back and check on it. I will keep an eye out on comments or questions that you have directly to our teachers, and I will ping them so that they can check in if there should be something. And yeah, join us for Creative Jumpstart. And thank you so much, Mary Beth. Oh, I have one question for you that I have for everyone I interview right now. Tell me one thing that you're grateful on this very day today for.
What am I grateful for on this very day today? I am just so grateful to be surrounded by my husband and my kitties, and just in a safe place. And life's good. It's good. We're in a tough spot, but we're all going to make it through, and it's good.
I'm grateful today for my amazing neighbors that went out and cleaned the street and made some funny jokes. So that was amazing. Thanks to my neighbors.
That's wonderful. Yeah. I just think it's very important that we all take time to express our gratitude and to not go to a place of fear, because I don't think that that's good for any of us. So I'm grateful that I'm able to do that too.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a good note. Thank you so much, Mary Beth. It was wonderful as always. And I see you hopefully soon. Stay safe and say hi to John and Frank.
You too.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.